Jim, before we get to Raw, one question here. We'll have more questions later on, but this is from the Cult of Cornette Facebook group. This was sent in by Dave Parsons. In Jim's opinion, who would have the better podcast? Bobby Heenan or Dusty Rhodes?
Oh my God. Bobby, without a doubt. And that's not disparaging Dusty. Dusty would be one of the great podcast guests. But whereas Bobby was not only witty and quick and funny, but he could, as a manager, he could kind of drop back and be the host a little bit and, do some bits with some other people where they would get their chance to shine. And they're just different personalities. Also, I think Bobby would have given more oomph to it as a program, whereas Dusty would be like, I just come out and do my thing, baby. It wasn't even Dusty was good at creating things for other people or being Dusty. I can't see him as the host interviewing people rather than being the personality that comes on. Johnny Carson brought on fucking Bob Hope. Bob Hope didn't really bring on Johnny Carson. Does that make any sense?
Who do you think would have been a better podcast host in their prime? Bobby Heenan or Jerry Lawler?
Oh, God. Now, again, Lawler did a good job because he had that talk show and I won't say variety show, but a talk sports oriented show, wrestling, variety, local events, the Jerry Lawler show in Memphis for years. And he could kind of draw back and play the host and be the guy to do the banter with some of the other guys. I think Bobby would still have been the best of the bunch. Lawler'd be second, and Dusty again. I see Dusty as the guest rather than the host.
All right, well, that answers that question. And Jim, whatever podcast it was, you would have to listen to it. And of course, listening requires using your ears. And how are you going to facilitate this listening exercise? What better way than with Raycon?
Well, that's right, Brian. You got to use your ears to listen. And they teach you that by the time you're in 3rd or 4th grade. If you do not use your ears, you can't listen to things. And that's why when you get the Raycon everyday wireless earbuds, they tell you the first thing that the instruction book says is stick these sumbitches in your ears. Because if you stick them under your armpits or maybe even in between the taint and the ball sack where you can grip them with your thighs, you won't be able to hear shit. But if you put these things in your ears, folks, I'll tell you, the latest model is better than ever. Sounds like the voice of God is coming through to you from the heavens. Because of the quality of these, they're half the price of the other premium audio brands, but they sound just as good. They got the 32-hour battery life, the multi-point connectivity. See, it lets you pair with 2 devices at one time. And Mother's Day is coming up. You heard about this, right? Mother's Day is almost every year it's celebrated somewhere.
That's right.
And well, now you can get mom the everyday earbuds. And see, even if she's too old to understand how this stuff works, then you just set them up for her and boom, tell them, stick these in your head, mom. And she'll listen to things. And you better, with that pairing 2 devices at once, you better watch out what you pair your mom with, or elsewise shit could happen. But with the quick charge function, you can plug it in for 10 minutes and you can get 90 minutes of battery life out of that. And you've got the active noise cancellation. That might work. Actually, if you have a pair and your mom has a pair and you cancel the noise in yours, if you bought hers, can you cancel the noise in hers too so she can't hear you and you can't hear her?
I have no idea what you're talking about, but this gives you a chance to hear audio without having to worry about any of the noise. What a wonderful thing from our friends at Raycon.
Well, that's right, because most people have noise in their audio. You've got the sound of wood chippers and helicopters going overhead. Boom, you hit this button, you can't hear shit except what they want you to hear. The control voice will control all you hear. They will control the bass and the treble. and they will tell you how to best serve the new state. And Raycon's everyday earbuds come in a spectrum of vibrant colors to match your mother's style. Let's say she likes pink flowers. Or let's say, for example, that she's a merry black widow. She's been married 9 times and she goes around dressed in mourning all the time because she's poisoning her husband's for the insurance policy and the estate.
Why?
You want to get her black.
What?
Yes, black.
Black Raycon earbuds?
In a situation like that.
Again, these examples you're coming up with are just bizarre. Let's just focus on...
I'm just trying to throw out things that might happen to people in their everyday life.
Throw up or throw out, whatever it may be. You can grow into a pair. Well, that's not really how it would work. But you can get a pair that will fit you just perfectly. And with that perfect fit, you can hear music to keep you fit and get up and move with Raycon.
Yes, and if you continue growing while you've got the regular earbuds, then sooner or later your ears are going to get too big. You're going to have to get the adult size. But this is only if you're on the children's everyday earbuds. They got the little teeny weeny ones, could be little teeny weeny ear holes. But you want the adults because, folks, you want to be able to listen to adult music and adult conversation and possibly the sound of adults doing adult things. We don't know what you're listening to, and we're not going to judge.
Let's focus on just music and podcasts for this specific example.
Well, what about news? What about sports? What about weather?
That would be filed under podcast.
What about documentaries?
Well, let's again for this example.
What about me singing? Is that filed under music?
I don't know if that's covered by the warranty. Let's not focus on that. But Raycon is there for you to listen to what you want to listen to. Use your own. There's more here than meets the eye.
Your own ears.
There's more than meets the eye.
Well, no, if you put these in your eyes, not only will you not be able to hear, but you won't be able to see where shit.
Don't even suggest that. Raycon, responsible like you, listen to your sounds with Raycon.
Yeah, if you put that little hook on the back of these inside your eyelid, you might be able to dangle them there. But
I wouldn't call it
right now, folks, go to Buy Raycon. That's BUYRAYCON, buyraycon.com/JCE to get 20% off site-wide. Just load up your virtual cart with everything there because it's site-wide, 20% off when you go to buyraycon.com/JCE. That's the important part to get you 20% off. So just buy everything on the site and you will get it for only 0.8 cents.
Once again,
you're doing the math in your head.
I'm letting it percolate. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Raycon, there for you, there for your listening needs. Buyraycon.com/JCE. We love them here. You will love them there. In your ear, that is.
We'll love them everywhere. Oh, you'll love it in the ear. Oral stimulation.
Okay, Jim, let's move on here.